Hello, and welcome to Final Show Films. I'm John, the executive producer here, and I've got a few pre-show notes for you. First, a reminder. All of the content we produce is available on our website at finalshowfilms.com, as well as youtube.com/Senstaku, senstaku.podbean.com, twitch.tv/Senstaku, and on iTunes. We are only able to do the things we do thanks to the kind support of our Patreon donors. We give a special shout out to our $25 tier supporters, Antitonic and Cat Waterflame. If you'd like to support us that way, be sure to check it out. Secondly, a thank you to the folks over at 411mania.com. They produce articles and content related to wrestling, MMA, movies, music, and gaming. Go check them out. We appreciate their support as well. And lastly, be sure to subscribe, comment, and rate, if possible, wherever you listen to or watch our content. It helps us know what you like, what you don't like, and helps us make more content. Feedback is always appreciated. With all that being said, sit back, relax, and enjoy.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Star Wars Afterlight Skies, where the other half of our epic group has been pursuing Rerun, the lost droid member of their party, across the stars, tracking him on a hunt from Senstaku to Nar Shaddaa. They interrogated a likely person involved who had connections to the person Sen thought may have taken Rerun. Or kidnapped Rerun. What's the
acquired?
However, they left the person they were interrogating alone on their ship without supervision and with droid assistance. And so they're now in hyperspace. Helix, you have been tracking around for like half an hour when you realize, okay, yes, there are people looking at this street, but you can't find any reason, scoping in, that the people you were sent to look at were in any way particularly relevant to your group. So you decide to head back to the ship and realize, they're not here anymore. After a bit of investigation, you determine that the ship did leave recently, and it doesn't necessarily seem, from what little you can get a hold of, like the people you are currently allied with were in control. So you acquired your own ship.
Very swiftly, very efficiently. The previous owner is no longer a problem.
And you are essentially waiting in hyperspace, prepared to track them when they drop out. On board the Nasari 2.0, is that what we're calling it for now?
Apparently.
I have no idea. Right now it's junk heap. But yeah, that works.
Yep. You two have been threatened to be thrown out the airlock if you keep on doing stupid shit like trying to open the door to the cockpit. Yes, that is what we were about to do. Thank you, technician, for that reminder. But yes, that was the next thing. Everyone introduce your characters. Roll Destiny. Start with William.
Hi, I am William, and I am playing Helix, the HK-53 Assassination and Protocol droid. And I'm going to roll Destiny, which is once it's Sync to pool, roll destiny. I have rolled 2 dark.
Great. Oh, boy.
Next in line.
Yep. I'm Cody. I'm playing Praz, the Zabrak Commando, and I also rolled 1 dark. So this
Oh,
is gonna
boy.
go super well today.
Well, here's hoping I can round us out a little bit. I'm Kat, and I'm playing Powder, the medical droid with memory issues. Nope. We got 1 more dark side.
We have
We
4
are
dark side
4
points in this pool
dark.
right now.
Wow.
Awesome.
This is not going to go well, is it?
All right.
Yep. Okay. So, with our destiny pool set, we journey onwards. Does you guys' never mind, that's why that was. Okay. The destiny pool is correct.
Mhm.
All right. You are the 2 of you are on board the Nasari 2.0. And behind the door, Jez is presumably continuing to pilot. You've disabled the minimal long-range communications that existed on the ship.
Yeah.
Not that you really had any. The ship was stripped pretty bare, but
Yeah.
what do you want to do?
I'm going to turn to one of the astromech droids and kind of loudly say, what are the chances that if she were to vent in hyperspace that it would rip the ship in half, killing her as well?
Was that a question to Powder or to me?
No, one of the astromech droids. Because I don't know how much Powder knows about ship integrity during hyperspace.
Powder doesn't know nothing.
The small droid swirls around a few times and goes, lemonade cake pies.
Well, wasn't the grumpy one there too?
Yes.
Yeah, we have R3NB, Rainbow Butterfly Sunshine,
Yeah, no, that one.
and whatever the red one was with the number designation that we didn't get numbers for.
Yep. Yeah, the other one will look at you. Irrelevant.
How's that irrelevant?
You would die either way. Your chances of survival are not significantly increased by her death.
Yeah, no, I'm not.
That was not the question.
Yeah. It was the fact that if she vented, the threat that she threatened with isn't that bad, considering it would kill her as well. And I'm assuming she wants to stay alive. So I'm going to keep grinding.
You would remember, Cody, Prez, the cockpit can't and you remember this before, can be separately sealed.
Yeah, but it'll still rip the ship in half at light speed, which is bad for anybody inside.
I'm gonna make this a mechanics check.
Okay, difficulty. What difficulty?
Difficulty of 1.
1. Mechanics. Make sure I don't got any upgrades, downgrades. Alright. Mechanics. Poopa. 2 successes and a threat.
Two successes. You don't know this ship particularly very well. There's a decent chance you would damage the rest of the ship, but most ships are most of this sort of era class size of ship would be able to lose a part of it in that way. No, she would not. It's not a perfect guarantee of safety for her, but she would not be in such obvious danger that she couldn't do it. And again, this is someone who, as you would recall, might make risky decisions because she seems to be in a panic of sorts. Certainly wouldn't be safe or advisable, but it would be possible, and it wouldn't be an automatic death for her. Do you want to continue? Because you absolutely can.
I mean, she's got to realize she's fucked either way once she opens that door. So, yeah, no, I'll let her fly us wherever she's going to fly us. I'm just going to... I don't have a thing, but I'm going to find the nearest spot that I could strap in and still look at the cockpit at the door and sit there like in a flight attendant seat or something. I don't know.
Sure. You can find a flight attendant
This is a passenger transport, isn't it? So it's like a...
You want a jump seat is what you're looking for.
Yeah. And before I do that, I'll go down to engineering. And can Darius access navigation at all? Find out where we're going?
I can try. Let's see what. He'll roll that. I don't know. I know I can tell that she'd set the coordinates when we left, so she definitely knows where we're going. It's not a random or a misfire. But she's got most of the flight controls, and she's got a droid helping her who can keep me out pretty significantly. There really isn't much in terms of like resources I can use from engineering. The ship just isn't that well equipped.
Okay. If you find anything else out new, let me know. I'm going to be upstairs outside of the cockpit. So.
All right. Powder, what are you doing?
Is there any way that I would know of that I could like remotely shut down a droid?
No.
No
more than you could remotely shut down an organic.
Those are called bullets.
They're called lasers.
Yeah, they're called lasers.
I mean, there's a couple of solid shot weapons around, but
Yeah,
mostly
slug
blasters.
Yeah. All right. Well, Powder's just going to stay by the door because the other two droids are there, and they're just gonna keep an eye on the other two droids, and if anything happens, if the door opens or hearing anything from inside, then maybe they'll do something. But right now, not much to do. We are on our way someplace, so.
We're on our way to where this chick's gonna die.
Well, yeah. But
No, she's not gonna die, but
she shall be horribly maimed, possibly paralyzed. Little things.
no, but this is really aggravating. I mean, we unbolt that droid, and then he goes inside they go inside with the person that was watching over them at the swoop gang. I figured that is a combination I did not see coming.
Yeah, loyalty. What a bitch.
So it takes nearly another hour before you sort of jolt out of hyperspace. This entire ship, as you've noticed before, quakes when it exits.
Yeah.
Though it's much smoother than the exit as you were able to do with only the minimal bare necessities of a crew. Darius actually comes over in ship comms at that point. So now that we're out of hyperspace, I don't have a ton of controls, but I can cut the engines if you want. Still can't quite figure out where we are.
How are you going to be able to turn them back on? Is it going to be easier now that we're not docked, or harder?
So it's still equally, I don't think I can turn them back on. However, we're now not in hyperspace. So you asked me to, I don't even know what I'm supposed to be doing here.
Yeah, you and me both. I said that off comms, not over comms.
You realize that this particular comm system essentially is that the ship has a comm system, right?
Yeah, but you still have to hit a button to speak over the comms. Don't just talk to the air. Is there any type of forward-facing window that I can see to see if we're facing a planet or just random, just like empty space or anything like that? Because or a sun, perhaps, because I don't want to have us cut the engine and then we just slowly drift into a sun.
Not from your pilot seat, but yeah, if you get up and move around the ship.
Yeah.
It seemed like it's hard because it is a side angle. It's not. It's not actually facing, but you can see a fairly large. Doesn't seem to be a gas planet, but significantly large for a solid composition planet.
Okay.
With sort of these golden green storms swirling around it.
So we left Nar Shaddaa.
Not Nar Shaddaa, no.
No, we just left Nar Shaddaa. No, so
now we're in hyperspace away from Nar Shaddaa.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm gonna grab an astro map and try to figure out.
Do we have one of those?
That's not
the astromech droid things.
Typically, star maps are part of your navigation system.
Okay.
You don't really have an independent one.
Okay.
Do we have any sort of computer or anything that we can get a hold of within the computer or within the ship to be able to possibly figure out anything? You know, Google,
there's a few
what's within
bare
1 hour
bones
in hyperspace
consoles
away
that you've
from
been
Nar Shaddaa?
using for in-ship comms. None of them really have hypernet access.
Okay.
Again, this ship is basically everything that could be stripped and sold out of it while still making it a flyable, viable ship has been taken off.
Okay.
Okay. Does it look like we're approaching it pretty fast or no?
It looks like you're going in for a landing as opposed to a crash.
That depends on my next decision.
At the moment, yes, that is up to you and Powder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Our next.
The logical thing would be to let her land the ship.
Yeah.
She cannot stay in there forever.
Nope, she can't. I really don't want to weld more doors shut, but is there a way that we can lock one side of the doors? Because I know there's two. There's a set of doors on this side of the ship, and then there's a set of doors on this side of the ship for exiting. Is there any way we can lock one side?
Oh yeah, airlocks have 2 doors. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
no, there's
there's 2 exits on. There's an exit on either
airlocks
side of the
on each side.
It's a passenger cruiser thing.
Oh.
So it can dock on either side. It doesn't have to always pull up on the right.
The doors don't typically just automatically open from the outside. That's kind of a risk of your ship being stolen. Is that what you're hoping for?
No.
We're hoping that she can't get out
So that
one
she
side.
can't open up both sides. I'm assuming she's flying us to somewhere where she's got friends. She's going to tell her friends. They're going to land. She's going to open up both sides, and then they're going to come in and try
and kill us. Yeah.
Well, or capture us. But if I can...
Yeah, if you wanted to do it manually,
side.
you have the tools.
Okay.
But yeah, that would be damaging the ship further.
Yeah.
Yeah, well... At this point,
Darius has rolled like crap today.
What's a little damaged ship between friends?
Yeah, we were gonna fix it anyways, so I'm gonna weld the right side.
Starboard.
Right side.
Yep.
So, Felix, in your stolen ship, you sort of ping coordinates. It does seem like they came out only a few systems over less time than you were necessarily anticipating, but it makes following particularly inconvenient.
Dramatic declaration. Ah, there you are. Took it into hyperspace.
All right.
I love Helix so much.
You rush after them, arriving also at this same sort of elsewhere in orbit. I'm assuming you're not trying to land directly on top of them.
Actually, I would like to.
Okay, go ahead. Make me a piloting space side off-world piloting.
Piloting space.
Difficulty of 3.
3? All right. This is what I'm good at. 4 successes.
Damn.
Nice.
Oh, I accidentally added in a white die, but didn't roll anything, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah. Just a reminder that boosts and stuff, as always, are in the little top bar.
Yeah, I just forgot to remove that one from last time.
So
I'm basically trying to come out of hyperspace, basically staring down the cockpit, if possible.
okay. Inside of the ship, Praz, Powder, you both feel a jolt as it feels like things shuddered to a stop suddenly.
The fuck was that?
And then I want to
Did
use
you
my
hit something?
And then I want to use my tractor beam to stop the ship.
Okay.
It's a gunnery check, I believe, to fire a tractor beam on a ship.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Difficulty 2 or 3.
Difficulty of 3, as this is a slightly larger craft.
All right. I'm just trying to hold it. I'm not trying to pull it into a...
Yep.
2 successes and 2 advantages.
Okay. And then a weird, pseudo stutter as the ship sort of shakes in place.
The fuck is she doing to this ship?
So that wasn't me.
Can I hit the private comm channel that we had when we were on Nar Shaddaa?
Yeah, I'll say that works. Technically, it shouldn't, but that's fine.
I'm asking. You're welcome to say no.
It's not it's unfortunately between ships. It's a little more challenging because they're shielded for hyperspace.
Yeah. So if I can't, then I can't. But I can just broadcast a hail. So.
All right. You broadcast a hail, and you get nothing from this ship in response.
I fire a warning shot past the roof of the ship. And then I send another hail.
Praz, you're still sort of looking out the window, steadying yourself after this jolt of stop. And you see a laser bolt fly right by the ship. Oh dear.
Yeah. The fuck did she get us into? Durius, turn on the long range comms. Turn the comms back on. Ship comms.
Okay, that sounds good.
But only for.
Did you know that things catch fire from proximity on this ship because it is not a very well made ship?
No, there's a fire extinguisher down there though, so you're all right.
Yes, I know.
So after the warning shot, I send another hail.
Yeah. And the fuck do you want?
Recitation. I am an HK-53 assassination and protocol droid. To my contacts, I am known as Helix. To my targets, I am known as searing pain before unconsciousness or death. And you have possession of 2 of my contacts.
Well, that's all swell. If you want your contacts alive, you'll fuck off. What the?
I am afraid that the value I place on the lives of my contacts is significantly less than the value I place on my reputation as an unstained assassination droid who has never had a target escape.
Crap. How did he get a bounty on me so fast? I just bolted hours ago. And at this point, the in the ship comms light up as you hear Jez. Your friend seems to be doing double business. Helix, your contacts.
Powder will just look at Praz, and if a droid could smile, the eyes light up.
That's a fucking break, let me tell you that.
So I forget how tractor beams interact. Are they actually a physical barrier, or is it just holding the ship?
it is primarily holding the ship. In most cases, it's like significant ship size difference, or something like a Star Destroyer could tow or even take in a small vessel.
Basically, what I'm asking is, since I don't need to breathe, could I crack the cockpit on the Firestorm, on the I'm forgetting the name of my own ship, on the fire spray, take a tether and push myself out and land on the cockpit glass? Or would the tractor beam be interfering with me making contact with the ship?
I'm going to say that you would probably need to remain in the cockpit to maintain the tractor beam.
Fair enough.
Again, the fire spray is a bit of an exception. Most things with the tractor beam are significantly larger where you could have a boarding crew. I mean, technically you can have a boarding crew and a fire spray. Just gets
But
cramped
this tractor beam requires me to maintain it, so I'll stay in the cockpit then.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so it's Helix. That's good.
So over the comms.
We may just
Conciliatory offer. You do have one opportunity to surrender the ship and its contents and be taken in alive. Otherwise, I will have to vent that sorry pile of scrap.
You can all hear this, by the way. Jez has clued you all in.
Sorry, Powder trust Helix.
Powder, do we have oxygen tanks? Do we have any EVA suits? Nope.
I do not believe so.
Yeah,
unless you bought one at character creation, which I don't think you could have afforded.
Nah. Probably not. Well, shit. Yeah, I'm gonna just walk up slowly to the door and say, I haven't known that droid long, but he'd probably do it. I'd rather not that. So.
And Powder will say, I have not known that droid long either. He will definitely do it.
So, yeah, I am familiar with assassin droids. Thanks for the stirring insight.
You gonna let me you gonna open the door nicely now, or do I gotta do it now? Because from what I could tell, we're kind of stuck.
Fine. And can't blame a girl for trying. Especially when you leave your things lying around unsecured.
Well, shit, all I did was ask you a few questions.
And threaten me with an assassin droid?
Yeah, after you stole our ship.
No. When I was
pointed him out. I didn't say he wasn't gonna kill you then. Now I don't know what he's gonna do.
Do we hear sounds of the door being unwelded?
Does he have memory leaking issues?
No, I'm right here.
And the door will slowly unbolt. And she'll come out, hands up.
I have restraints, so I restrain her.
No, hold on. As soon as the door opens and she is within, like, reaching distance, she is getting a paralytic.
Okay. Make me an attack roll for
stabbing.
I don't know what your need alarm
do I
technically
do?
is. I'm gonna be honest. So
Well,
Melee,
the only
melee or brawl?
thing we have was melee.
yeah,
In-
well, it's either melee or brawl. Do you have ranks in either melee or brawl?
No, I don't have any ranks in any
then
combat
just
skill.
make it brawl because brawl actually makes more sense. It's your arm as it exists, not a weapon.
Engaged, ranged, I'm assuming.
Yes, the range is engaged.
Okay. It's a wash.
Yeah. She sort of ducks back, sort of pulling out her gun before remembering herself and dropping it.
Yeah. Binders. Click, click.
Okay. Prez, you did see Powder go in for the stab.
Yeah. A for effort, kid.
And she sort of looks to the droid who's with her and just kind of shrugs.
We just took the restraining bolt off you. Were you guys that good of friends before, or what?
Of course. Comes with binary.
From the droid? Okay.
We are partners.
Well, then restraining bolt.
Okay.
You're coming with me as well. So I lead them both
She
in.
just told you to leave him out of this.
Yeah, but you involved him, so that's on you. And I lead them both down to
You have
separate.
some sympathy for
separate.
rescuing friends, given your own harebrained scheme. And like at this point, the cockpit is empty, so basically the ship is being held in place by the tractor beam.
Yeah.
Well, while Praz is going, I'm going to go into the cockpit. I can't do a whole lot because I have no ranks in piloting, but I'm sure I can figure it out. Can I at least try doing computers and figure out where we are?
Yep, computers difficulty of 3. As you do not have the proper astromech assistant that you would need because rerun.
Yep. 2 successes and a threat.
With 2 successes and a threat, you're able to determine that, yes, you are, as you thought, a few systems over from, or as you probably suspected, a few systems over about the correct time lapse. You're not exactly sure what hyperspace routes you would have come through. It's possible she was using ones that aren't in your database. You're not able to recreate or rescue those particular routes from what was entered. They're also able to determine that the planet below is habited, but not particularly habitable.
Okay.
In that it's a mining planet, primarily farmers who live there and harvest the natural gases for shipment and for local use because it's an efficient energy source. However, from your computer's role, you're able to tell that those same natural gases mean that most organics cannot survive on the surface.
Okay.
Would
I be able to
without additional
make it so that Durius has whatever he needs to be able to figure stuff out again?
You need an environmental suit. You
No.
just,
I mean, no. I mean, in the ship so that he has access to whatever again.
I actually make me a piloting roll, difficulty of 3.
Which piloting? Planetary?
Piloting space. You're
Space.
still off planet.
Okay. 1 success.
Yeah, you can you can essentially unlock the things that were locked off from engineering with some guidance from Dorius.
So with over the comms just comes request. For the new pilots of this ship, please place the ship within geostationary orbit. I will release the tractor beam when pilot settings have been engaged.
Would I have a clue how to do that by myself?
I mean, you understand the basic principle from an intellectual level.
Can I get Durius to walk me through it? Would he have a clue?
I can't really. So it's more of a. Yeah, I can. With Darius's help, you can make a role you're not skilled in. Always.
Okay.
With Darius's help, there's not any addition. With Darius's help, there's not any additional setbacks from not having been in control of the ship a few minutes ago. So yeah, make me a piloting space roll, difficulty of only 3.
One more time. Here we go. Oh, shit. Well, that would be 3 failures and an advantage. So, nope.
Okay. The ship just sort of turns and starts nosediving towards the planet's surface, and then the tractor beam catches it like a little yo-yo. Boing, boing, boing. And fortunately, Darius re-engaged all the stabilizers that he had to unengage so he could fuck with the pilot's chair from the engineering room. So you guys don't actually feel this.
Well, that's good.
Walking through the rest of the ship because
Yeah.
that's how
Space
space
is
gravity works.
Yep.
And
Polite
over
face.
the comms, Praz will hear from Powder, please return to the cockpit as soon as possible.
Yeah, I'm just dropping some turds off. And I'll put them... This place doesn't
It
have a
should be
brig, does
shekels.
it?
No.
It's a travel vessel.
It's like,
No.
Yeah.
not yet.
Yeah, no. So I'm going to take 2 of the rooms. She's bound behind her back. And I'm going to put her in a fucking closet.
Okay.
And I'll lock the closet. And I will put what's his face over in the corner and tell him to power down.
Okay. There's some noid beeping as this droid's little side light winks off.
And then I'll head back to the cockpit.
And as soon as you show up in the cockpit, Powder will ask where you put her.
The closet over that way.
And Powder will
Don't
immediately
stab her.
will immediately head that way and make sure that she is still in there and is staying in there.
As you open the closet, she's like, "Oh, it's good to come out. Been out for a while, but what do you want?"
And the door will just close again and lock.
Are you there? Yep, you're there.
You hear some annoyed cursing
And
from
so
beyond the door.
And through the door, Powder will just say, "At least you are not paralyzed yet." And then we'll just stand there to make sure that nothing comes out of that door.
So over the comms, polite
No,
request.
but my friend is.
Please put your more competent pilots at the helm.
Yeah, I just got back. I just put the pirates away.
Restatement of instructions. Please set autopilot for geostationary orbit before I remove the tractor beam.
Yeah. I'll go ahead and do that.
Yeah, you engage the autopilot and make me a difficulty. It's still difficulty 3, but I'll give you a boost die check just to reorient things.
Okay.
Here's something I didn't fuck it up too bad.
2 successes, 2 advantages.
Okay, yeah. Raz, you managed to, with autopilot engaged, sort of turn the ship around. So it's not dangling you like a yo-yo. And...
Yep, and I'll say, if you're going to board the ship, board from the port side. Starboard's a little locked.
So
Because I got halfway through the door welding it.
I let go of the tractor beam, and I put the fire spray in geostationary orbit on the port side of the ship. And then I just sort of crack the cockpit and hop over with a tether, just so I can make sure if I miss, I can pull myself back.
You're just hopping. That's gonna be an athletics.
I figured. That's why I was like, I tether myself to the fire spray in case I miss.
Difficulty of 3, no setbacks for it being in space because you're a droid and that's not gonna bother you.
One triumph, but 1 failure.
All right. You leap, and initially you aim a little bit low, but you actually just loop the tether around a jutting out bit of the ship where you're like, I'm fairly certain that's not supposed to jut that way in the base design. Pretty sure this is just banged up.
And then once I got myself actually on the ship, just engage mag boots and just start walking to the airlock.
Mm-hmm.
Don't judge our sweet aftermarket spoiler.
Yep.
So
you arrive at the airlock, and presumably the people inside let you in.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. All 3 of you are on a ship orbiting a planet of yellow and green gases and dust.
So I deattach the tether, but I leave it dangling outside the airlock for when I need to leave.
Yep.
So I re-enter the ship.
You re-enter. You see a little yellow droid that you recognize as one of the ones that was assisting with the mechanic stuff at the
Swoop races.
Swoop race. Yes. Thanks, Cody. Bonanza!
I sort of look at it and then turn and keep walking to the cockpit.
Okay. There's some
Powder
swirling.
will wave at you on the way.
There's just an incline of the head towards you, and then just continue walking.
Oh. You eventually arrive at the cockpit where Praz already is. Durius actually is probably up there right now because he's just trying to rewire things because... So let's make sure that this is in place. I was sort of realizing how not in good condition the ship was. Oh, I'll leave. Bye. And this tiny human you haven't seen before just passes you as you enter.
Greeting. Operative Praz, it is good to see you alive and well.
It's good to see you too. You have impeccable timing.
Statement. It is, after all, the nature of an HK-53 assassination droid to have a perfect chronometer.
I forgot the droids don't.
Sarcastic response. Oh, sarcasm is far beyond me.
So, do you know what planet this is?
I look outside the cockpit. Do I recognize this planet in any of my records?
Make me a knowledge outer rim check, difficulty 3.
Alright, I probably don't, but we'll find out. Outer Rim. Nope, I don't.
This isn't a planet that's specifically in any of your records. However, that this system is, and this you know that there are many planets in this system that would be potential evacuation locations for an individual such as this.
Mm-hmm. Reticent admittance. I'm afraid this planet is not within my database, but the solar system is known to me. It is perhaps a standard retreat from Nar Shaddaa should one be seeking to flee quickly.
All right. Well, I guess we can always ask her why she was flying here. Or what's here for her, because can I tell from...
Excited query. Excited query. Oh, may I be present for the interrogation? I do so enjoy these.
Go right ahead. If you got any questions, too, feel free to ask. I'll page out Darius and say that if he has any more work to do on the cockpit, to go ahead and do it. We'll leave him to his work while we go talk to the person that just stole the ship.
Yeah, okay. I can do that.
I just know you like to work with people not in your hair, so.
It's more... There's a thing called plausible deniability.
Yep. That makes sense, too. Hey, real quick, when he gets up to the cockpit, between us, all three of us here, this didn't happen.
Sure.
Statement.
You know,
He kind of like looks to the still, like, it's still obviously welded and then cut inside of the door.
Yeah, no, I know it looks bad. We'll come up with a story, but this didn't happen.
Statement. For your records, I am an HK-53 protocol droid.
Hi, nice to meet you. I'm Darius.
Sort of nod, turn, head out the door.
We're gonna go talk to the person.
Yeah, and the statement that our protocol droid is only half effective when there's a disruptor rifle hanging off of my shoulder.
Yeah.
So Powder is standing outside the door of the room that you...
The closet, yeah.
Yeah, the little closet.
Powder is directly outside of the closet.
Yep. Keeping an eye on the droid to make sure that it doesn't try to do anything, like that it's staying shut down.
It's been forcibly powered off by a restraining bolt.
Awesome. And Powder is literally just standing there with the needle, just waiting.
Okay. There's one fleshy thing arriving that could be needled, but you don't think that would be nice. And also Helix.
Yeah, no.
How are our prisoners? Now they're prisoners. Jesus, they were guests before.
The droid is still powered down. The other is, and Powder will look at the needle, still unparalyzed for now.
Okay.
Statement. Paralytics so ruin an investigation or interrogation. It's so much more satisfying when they can squirm.
This is why I waited. And Powder will open the door.
And before you, right as you open the door, or right before you open the door, Praz is gonna kind of turn to Helix and go, we're not gonna torture her, right?
Disappointed statement. Oh dear. I was so hoping.
Powder will say, disappointed statement, indeed. And then open the door.
Yep.
She'll just at you. What do you want? Slam the door in my face again?
Nope. How about you come over here and I'll pull her out and put her down in a chair.
She'll shrug and follow you.
Okay, so why were you running here? From what I
Well,
know, you wouldn't be able to survive on that planet.
most organics wouldn't. I would have been fine. And she sort of will tilt her neck back and raise one of her Leiku, and you can see under it like a line of cybernetics. Restorative. Locals get them.
So
Interesting.
were you on that mine at one point? Or on
Yeah.
that planet?
Then I got scouted, whatever you want to call it. I started running whoop races on Nar Shaddaa, and then you decided, hey, let's just take the droids. The person that we're interrogating about a missing friend.
Yep, that's what I did. Yeah, it wasn't so much to get at you, it was to piss off your boss, but I guess if you're leaving, he's not your boss anymore. So
That's not how gangs work.
I wouldn't know. I've never been a member of a gang. So why were you running here? What was your end game? You were still gonna have to get, if you were gonna get off the ship, you were gonna have to get past at least.
Dude, I welded the door shut. There wasn't an end game.
Were you just gonna crash into the planet?
Probably not. That would be kind of inconvenient. The gases are not necessarily great for shipwrecks. They kind of get degraded rather quickly.
Okay.
I don't know. I was spooked. I didn't have a better option. Running somewhere was better than waiting to die.
Statement. Taking 4, is that the right count, 4 of the droids?
There were 3 droids with her. One that you're looking
And then
for.
me.
Okay, so statement. Taking 3 droids in a ship not sanctioned by your local gang off-world without any notice does seem like fleeing and theft from the gang. I wonder how they would take such a flight.
Why do you think I was running away? Because I'll give you a hint. It has something to do with your contacts, employers. What's the term you'd prefer? Don't want to over-assume about your relationships.
The needle inches closer.
Fine. You unbolted and wanted to take the gang's droids, And as far as I could tell, also me. That's going to look like fleeing. So at the very least, I'm going to get somewhere where I can set defenses, getting good with someone else. I'm not going to wait around for the gang to find me as you go blustering into any race you can find, demanding your friend be returned because I so clearly know where your friend is.
It is good to know that your first thought was not try to escape, as the doors were unlocked.
Yeah, you could have just walked off the ship. I was going to check on the droids.
She starts laughing, and then it abruptly cuts off as her gaze sort of automatically goes to the little red droid in the corner. Okay, so I assumed you were competent. My bad.
No, it's just if anybody broke into the ship while we were on it, it would not be a good day for them. I went to go check on the droids to make sure that the restraining bolts were off because our friend that we're looking for isn't too fond of droids that have restraining bolts. I didn't like restraining that one, but he pulled kind of a dick move right after we unrestrained him and helped you with your...
You don't think he was in the same position I was? And her Leku will just flick in clear annoyance.
None of you were prisoners until you made yourself prisoners. And the needle will get just a little bit closer.
I understood where you were coming from. I didn't understand where you're coming from. I understood the sentiment, though. You were going to be chased by somebody that would probably want to hurt or kill you. I get that. I offered you a ride. I know it seemed sarcastic, but I was serious. We could have taken you guys off planet. We were going to leave.
And I told you everything I knew before you dragged me to your ship at gunpoint and unrestrained and the droids who, yes, my boss considers to be property. See, that doesn't end well for me.
Well, we could have given you a ride here instead of you stealing our ship, and then half of our shit wouldn't be broken.
Powder will look at Helix and then
not
Praz.
Quite that trusting. And also, no fucking way.
Conciliatory offer.
When we are done.
I saw you drive. No fucking way.
Conciliatory offer. There is one way for you to leave this situation better off than you entered it. My ship has space for 2 more occupants, and you seem a competent mechanic. I think the protection of an HK-53 assassination and protocol droid is more than sufficient to stave off any minor swoop gang, and a mechanic would go far in assisting me in tracking bounties.
Reasonable? She'll glance over. I'm pilot and mechanic. He's my counterpart.
Acknowledgement. Perfectly acceptable. Praz, would you mind me taking these 2 under my care?
Sure. But, yeah.
Powder still has a needle pointed at her body.
Request. Powder, please refrain from paralyzing my new engineer.
Powder will turn to you. Fine. And put the needle down.
No. I genuinely did tell you everything I know.
And we genuinely would have given you a ride here, but that's cool. We just
Yeah.
wasted
I didn't
an
want to
hour.
ride here until after you fucked up my life. Whatever.
Statement. I do not believe that there are any envirosuits on this ship. We will require a transfer, which means we will have to enter atmosphere for long enough for our companion to switch ships.
All right.
That should be easy enough.
Yeah. Unless there's another planet somewhat nearby that we can do a transfer at that has breathable air.
Statement. A droid does not
Solar
need to
system.
breathe, and the only one of this organic meat sack crew that needs to leave is the one is the one able to withstand the toxic environment.
Sounds right to me.
All right, yeah. Then let's get this transfer over with.
All right, I head back to my ship and prepare to take it down into atmosphere.
Right?
Which, by the way,
Goes back in the closet.
Which, by the way, when you get a good look at the ship, it is a what's the name?
Fire
It's
spray?
a Kuat Systems fire spray, which for you Star Wars fans is Django / Boba Fett's ship.
Nice.
Yep. It's a nice one.
Mm-hmm.
It's well used for a bounty hunter.
Awesome.
All right. So you both are going to pilot your ships down into atmosphere presumably without landing. Are you going to land, or are you just going into atmosphere?
I'm gonna find a decent spot to land because I want to allow her to actually walk from one ship to another instead of just throwing her over.
Yeah.
I'm trying to catch her in the smaller ship.
Okay. Difficulty 2, piloting planetary checks from both ships. So
Present.
it's no longer at difficulty 3 because you actually have a co-pilot.
Okay.
You have the co-pilot and engineer required.
Piloting
Two
planetary.
successes and
Yep.
2 successes and an advantage.
All right. Wash. So
It's more of a bump than a land, but
I didn't crash.
Manage
That's a
it.
win.
Meanwhile, the other ship just kind of goes, turns horizontal, and sets down smoothly.
yep.
Show off.
The guy that normally does this is on vacation.
And I step out of my ship and wait for the Twi'lek and her droid.
Raz, you're the
Yep,
one with the keys to both of these things.
Yep. I will. Well, yeah. If I would have given. Well, yeah. I'll go get them, and I'll power the droid back up and get Jez out of the closet, and just walk her to the airlock, or walk them both to the airlock, and
I should probably be the one to walk her to the airlock.
well,
Yeah,
no,
she's
to the
gonna
airlock.
hit-
I'm
you
not gonna
probably
go
want to
outside.
be in.
I'm not going out. Yeah. I'm stopping at the airlock. They go in, shut the door behind them, then they go out.
Do you take off the cuffs and restraining bolt?
That's what I'm saying is Powder will probably walk with you and like kind of hold out, I guess, the claw hand, whatever, for the keys to unlock the restraining bolts. Because Powder will go into the airlock with them.
Yeah, I'll undo the bolts and the binders there.
Okay. All right. Powder, you get stuff, and Felix, I don't know if hostage transfer is the right word, but it's an analogous situation.
Mm-hmm.
It happens as expected.
As we're heading up onto the ramp into the fire spray. Statement. I believe you will find my piloting skills far more adequate than your previous captor.
Oh.
Helix. What a dick. I love him.
And back on the ship.
Yep.
Lemon mango sundaes. Lemon mango sundaes. Lemon mango sundaes. As
really want the restraining bolt, this one
droid just plows down an aisle of the ship, back and forth and back and forth.
That one needs a memory wipe.
I don't have the skills to do that.
No, the other way around. One memory wipe too many.
Yeah, it's possible.
All right, so back on the ship, Powder will probably see our lovely rainbow droid.
Okay.
And, like, direct them into a room.
Yep. She's pretty easy to corral. Mostly just, like, go that way. And very energetically will go that way.
Yeah, Powder will corral her into a room and say, "This is your room now. Enjoy," and close the door.
Okay.
I'll figure out which room I put the droid in later.
Yep. Okay.
And then we still have the other droid, right?
Yeah. The grump ass one.
Yep.
Is that the numbers one?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
No, that's the one who said
R3
fuck
and
you
B.
instead of giving you a name. The numbers one went with her.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, because the 3 that I had written down was the red one that was the numbers, and then the 2 yellow ones was Rainbow, Butterfly, Sunshine, and the R3 and B. I just want to make sure that I have the right droids.
The red one with the numbers went with her.
Okay,
Yeah.
So we have 2 yellow droids. Okay.
Yep.
Cool. I will look for...
You have the grumpy nihilist droid that didn't give you a name, and Rainbow, Butterfly, Sunshine.
Mm-hmm.
I will look for the other droid.
Okay. He's just sort of still staring at the door you guys eventually managed to get open to the cockpit. What do you want?
I was going to ask you that.
Not like it's gonna fucking matter.
You never know. What would you like?
To retire on a beach.
I'm sure that could be arranged. I am sure. Powder doesn't use contractions.
Well, keep dreaming. And he'll just go off as though smoking a cigar.
Keep that optimism, kid.
Eventually, yes.
On the other ship, as it's taking off to get back into orbit, statement: this ship does not have a nomenclature designation, which I believe is commonplace for most ships piloted by meatbags. Feel free to give it a designation if you wish.
Hostage Taker 3.
Coyote.
Statement. Coyote it is.
Actually, an apropos name.
I'm changing the name of the ship from Blank Space to Coyote.
Nice.
All right. So, Coyote and currently the Nasari 2.0 both. Actually, where the fuck are you going and what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah. I'm trying to figure that out because we're kind of back to square one, except now we have no idea where Rerun could be. If he's not on Nar Shaddaa.
So you're back in the cockpit, right?
You got a little more information about Tunguska and the gang itself.
Yeah. He likes to fly around places, and he's out right now. But
he likes to fly around. He presumably has several places he operates out of, including Nar Shaddaa.
Yeah. Does if he scouted her out over here, he must come here sometimes. Maybe not him, but at least his gang.
Possibly.
But yeah.
It's also possible it was less direct, but
yeah.
Powder will come back into the cockpit. We seem to have 2 new additions to the crew. One grumpy, one insane.
Yeah, I figure we can drop them off at Crossroads if they. It's a place that they should be.
I am aware of Crossroads.
If they want it.
We should probably go to Crossroads. It has occurred to me that we did not set up a rendezvous time. And we are many days past where we were. At this point, it is probably best if we go to Crossroads.
Group back up.
And meet up with.
Or try to.
Yes.
Because, the exchange would have taken place before you even arrived on Nar Shaddaa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like by the time we got to Nar Shaddaa, all that shit already went down.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay.
So
the other thought is Helix could be helpful in recovering Rerun.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Because he found our ship pretty fast.
Indeed.
I'm wondering if we get what's-her-face to give all the information on Tunguska's ship that she knows of it, if we can somehow track it down that way, at least to assist him. Because I have no idea how the hell he found us. Did that fucker
I have
put
no
a track
idea
in there
either.
somewhere?
That is possible.
He didn't touch me.
My
so it's not on me.
My assumption is he is very good at his job.
He's an assassin droid. They don't last for very long unless they're good at their job.
Exactly. Should we hail him?
Yeah. Let's see if he can bloodhound this.
all right. And temporary fade to black as we're going to try and go on break. Let's see how this works with the new setup.
All right.
And welcome back as you receive a hail from the other ship.
I hit the button and answer it. Greeting. This is Helix. How can I assist?
What would it cost for you to track down a ship? Possibly.
Or a droid.
Query. Define parameters.
Chinguska's ship, or he's not familiar with Rerun, but or an R3 unit currently maybe in his possession.
I look over at Jez.
I can give you the intel I have, but it's not much and it's not great. The ship itself is an UG, so tracking numbers isn't going to necessarily work for much. It's like his mobile base of operations.
The faint nod. What would be good numbers for a base for like basic manhunt?
Don't think they have a hiring an NPC to bounty hunt for you table.
No, it's weird though. It's a bounty hunter asking an assassin, "Hey, what are your rates, dude? Let's compare notes."
Essentially, yes.
Yeah.
Let me see.
Oh, there's a galactic economics chapter. Let me see what that says.
There is a galactic economics subchapter. It's not the most helpful thing in the world.
I was thinking maybe like 150 credits.
No.
I feel like that one's going to be way too cheap.
Yeah.
Well, it's because your Lux is friend.
Given the basic hyper deadly for a single individual would be about 10,000, maybe 8,000.
Mm-hmm.
That would be a standard rate. You might charge more being an assassin droid. Basically, you have a very good results record.
Yeah.
And other things that make you potentially more expensive.
Yeah. Statement. The standard going rate for assassinations from Helix is 12,000 credits. At discount for being associates of an old ally, I can reduce this to 6,000.
What if we are not looking for an assassination?
Yeah, we
of
just want
said
to
target.
track.
Statement. You're asking me to go outside of my standard parameters. That would normally be a markup.
How about a favor from one bounty hunter to another assassin?
Query. Is this because you don't have the credits?
Yeah, there's no reason to lie. I'm broke, dude.
Statement. I could do this task for you, but in return, my dear friend Lux will owe me a favor.
Yeah, no, I can owe you the favor. I can't promise that she'll owe you anything.
Statement. Is this individual not important to both of you?
He is, but
Statement.
I
I'm
don't
sure
want
you
to have to deal with Lux finding out that she now owes you a favor. That may not seem like a bad thing to you, but you don't live on a ship with her.
Statement. I traveled with her for some time. I am certain that you'll be able to convince her. Statement. Further clarification. Your services as a bounty hunter are far less valuable to an assassination droid such as myself than her services as an information gatherer.
Powder would look at Praz. He does have a point.
I figured an assassination droid could always use an extra crack shot.
Statement. Your meatbag eyes have faults that my targeting optics do not.
Powder, presumably you're hearing this conversation.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Helix, would it be acceptable to you for me to owe you a favor?
Query. Your design is unfamiliar to me. What do you offer?
I am a surgical droid with some enhancements and upgrades.
Statement. I think that a supply of proper chemicals from a medical droid who knows how to acquire and create such things would be a valuable trade for such a mission.
Wonderful.
Acknowledgement. So, I will find this R3 droid for you. I suspect, if Jinguska is not using him himself, he will have sold him, and I will be able to find records. Statement, as I look over to Jez. As I look over to Jez. And perhaps I can resolve some disputes between Jinguska and my new engineer.
Whatever you want, boss.
Nice save, Powder.
Thank
Offer.
you.
Who knew the droid would want drugs?
Statement. Poisons, my friend.
Fucking keep forgetting to turn the button off. Yep. All right. Yeah,
Powder
so,
will just open the little compartment in their chest and hold up the neurotoxin and then put it back. Close it.
Statement. Dropping the line now.
All right. Let us know when you're leaving.
Line actually goes up for just about a second. Query. What is your next destination?
Crossroads.
Do I have
Crossroads.
any idea where that's at?
Yes. I'm not going to make you roll. You would know. Crossroads is it's actually not an undesirable location for you. It's a traveling ship, some sort of other ship that was hollowed out, but it functions essentially as a meeting place, a place deals are made, an advanced black market.
Yeah, sort of a flying black market.
Yeah.
Black market hub.
Flying black market with a little side of basically every major and minor power has some stake there, but the people who run it, you have no bloody idea who that would be. None of the groups are more in charge. So sometimes if the Empire and the Hutts are negotiating, that will end up being used by like intermediaries, or if a bounty hunter is trying to negotiate out of a deal, they might go there. But it's traveling, so you never necessarily know where it is, or only a select few would necessarily know.
Am I
It's
aware of
very
where it's
elite,
currently at?
invite only, that sort of thing.
Yeah. Am I aware of where it's currently at?
No idea.
Hmm.
You were there maybe a year and a half ago, and at that point it was near Nar Shaddaa.
Hmm. Query. Would you like me to escort you there? Your ship seems like it's falling apart.
Yeah, it's been like that since we got it. So yeah. More help. Better.
Acknowledgement. To Crossroads we go then.
Yep.
Please transmit coordinates.
Do we have a clue where Crossroads is?
You brought it up. If
Powder,
you
you know,
I know where it is. Okay.
or you have it in your memories.
Well, then I will give the coordinates from my memories.
Okay. Coordinates are transmitted. I'm assuming
Yep.
both of your ships are.
3, 2, 1, punch it.
Hey, that's not how it works.
Yeah, no, I know.
But, basically the same thing. Make me a piloting space. Difficulty 2 for Helix, 3 for you guys, because I'm being very generous and you don't have an astromech.
I do.
We do.
You do.
We have Grump Ass. He's an astromech.
He's not a helpful
Yeah,
astromech.
he's not helping us.
If you brought.
I'll say hang on a second and I'll get Grump Ass to follow me because the insane one will just put
Be
coordinates
insane.
into a sun on accident. Sunshine. Yeah, sunshine.
Powder will mention to Praz that the coordinates may not be accurate, but they're the only coordinates that they know. But it's better than nothing.
Yeah, you could have not told me that. Because now I'm going to be wondering where the fuck we show up. But, yeah, I'll go get Grump Ass, and I'll ask him if he can do whatever astromech droids do to make sure that we don't fly into a planet when we hyperspace. Plot the course correctly. Because meatbags can't do it, from what I've heard.
Fine.
So I rolled 4 successes and 2 advantages. We're going exactly where those coordinates say.
So, piloting space, difficulty 3. 2 successes and a threat. Which is on par for this ship.
Better than I thought. There you go.
Yeah. You both punch it to hyperspace. Helix,
Yes.
yours is pretty easy. But both ships will be in hyperspace for little less than a day. So
I'm going to spend that day
Anything-
fixing what I can on the ship.
So
Okay.
Limited mechanics skills.
make me a mechanics check, difficulty of 2. This will be used essentially as a baseline for how much you do.
I was
Yep.
going to say, do you have any ranks in mechanics?
Nope.
I do.
I can fix basic stuff though.
I
Oh
have
yeah,
a
if you
rank
want to fix
You
stuff
don't need
too.
ranks to be able to make a check.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got 2 successes and a threat.
Okay. You sort of start buffing out some of it. The welding lines along random bits of the ship are going to be harder.
I'm mainly focusing on getting rid of. I'm making it so that the starboard door will be able to open again, and
Yeah.
I'm kind of
You're
fixing
getting
where I
through that
ground on the cockpit.
Um,
Those are the 2 spots I'm fixing first.
Making sure the cockpit actually doesn't look like a...
Where I was actively destroying the ship.
Yep.
Trying to just smooth those over.
So Helix sort of after it's in hyperspace and he can step away from the controls for a second, he sort of walks Jez and the R2 droid through the ship and sort of familiarizes both them and himself with the workings of the ship, because he literally stole this like a few hours before he showed up.
Yep. Jez is very perceptive and competent, and 138990 is also seems to be more the brains of the operation. She's the instinct. But they both seem pretty receptive. Not necessarily that they've worked on this kind of ship before, but quickly able to familiarize themselves with its oddities.
And so it's just sort of established that you don't have to do anything in relation to my bounties. I can handle the bounties myself. I just need you to keep the ship running and keep it safe. And if anyone comes for the ship while I'm not there, pull it out until I can reach you. Remember that if you leave without me, no one's protecting you.
Yeah. Got it, boss.
Statement. I am not your boss. I am your partner, would be the best term. After all, who would believe that a perfectly functional Twi'lek and her astromech droid would be in service to a protocol droid?
Okay. She'll roll her eyes a bit, like, but, yeah. Okay, partner. Whatever you say.
Statement. Don't worry, you'll find this much more enjoyable than your time fixing swoop bikes under the thumb of a fool like Chinguska.
Yeah, probably. She's nice, in good condition.
Statement. Let's keep her that way.
Can do. All right. So, arriving at Crossroads, which again is this massive ship that even from the exterior, it's hard to know exactly what it used to be. There are lights from various bits coming off and inside. And yes, you have arrived at Crossroads, which, is a little bit interesting, but in and of itself. But,
yay, chalk one up to Powder's screwed up brain. It worked this time.
Yeah, I'm not going to ask how you know where someplace at. As far as I know, you've never been. How you know where it is.
Would not be able to answer.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Somebody that's got skill with computers ask you that. Okay, yeah, well, I'll fly down and park.
Okay. You get permission to dock and are given a bag.
Right.
And the three, I'm assuming it's the three of you. I'm assuming you're not taking either of the astromechs with you.
No, they can get off the ship if they want. I'll tell
three
them
of you
that.
meet back up sort of in the central market area.
I hand Jez a pile of credits, basically.
Okay.
And I say, request. Please treat yourself to whatever you wish from the markets, but also do make sure to get the ship painted. I find the Kuat Systems paint job to be unintimidating. Something rusty red, I think.
All right.
Powder will, before we leave, will let out the what was it again? Rainbow butterfly sunshine. Let her out of the room, and just like kind of shuffle her to the door and say, "Have fun," and send her off.
All right. You're sending her off into
the wild unknown of Crossroads.
Crossroads. Okay.
Be free, insane little R3 droid. Be free.
Yep. And she'll turn around and say to you one more time, rerun, rerun, rerun. Swirl around before finding the traction to actually move in a direction.
And Powder will say in binary, be back in an hour.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Find the mangoes. Let's find the mangoes. Let's find the Melu runs. Let's find the mangoes. Wanders off. Singing.
And then Powder is going to follow Rainbow Butterfly Sunshine.
Okay. So you don't meet up in the market. Never mind.
But at the very least, Helix and Praz meet up in the market.
Yeah, Helix and Praz.
And again, the thing that catches all of you a little bit off guard, even Helix, about Crossroads is how weirdly diverse is not necessarily the right term, but faction melding it is. You see a contingent of stormtroopers walk by, a few clearly outfitted bounty hunters, even a few people that seem to be openly flying the symbols of a rebel faction. All just vehemently pretending that the others are not there and they didn't see anything.
Nice.
Because if you don't get access to Crossroads anymore.
Yeah.
Yep.
And Helix, you would know, not getting access to Crossroads anymore doesn't just mean you're blacklisted.
It means bad things. Like,
It means if you ever got off, someone like you is employed to remove them.
yeah.
You've never worked for Crossroads before, but
I'm looking forward to that day.
Yeah.
When someone pisses off Crossroads and they need me to deal with it.
Yeah. All right. So, we're going to start with Powder. You follow Rainbow Butterfly Sunshine through the markets. Surprisingly, the one or two times that this little droid is accosted, they just sort of play it off. Or she plays it off, sorry. Actually pretty well. Before, and the droid stops at a few shops, mostly browsing, looking at things.
Okay.
You also have access to the market as you wander around trailing.
Do I have any clue, like, what could actually be acquired here?
Anything that's restricted or illegal, high rarity items are much more likely that you could find them. Or generic. Obviously, they also sell things that are not illegal.
Okay. For the most part, I think Powder is just gonna pay attention to the droid and make sure that, like, nobody's trying to steal the droid, nobody recognizes the droid and is trying to take it away, anything like that. Powder's trying to stay back a little bit, but not so far as that, like, they wouldn't be able to catch up to the droid.
I guess make me a difficulty 2 stealth. Because this isn't quite deception.
Okay. Difficulty 2 stealth. Please. One advantage.
You're staying back, keeping an eye out.
Okay.
Kraz and Helix. Obviously, you didn't necessarily say, meet me at this stall or this part of the market, Kraz, but you don't see Lux or Sen as you look through the market. At least not at the moment.
Yeah. All right. Well, I guess we can wait here for a while. See how long it takes and if they show up here. I'm sure we'll hear news about some weird fuckers doing some shit somewhere at some point in time while we're here at Crossroads. That's not us.
Statement. I am looking forward to letting Lux know that our debt is settled.
Yeah. What did she do for you that you owe her?
Statement. If I told you that, I would have to kill you.
Of course. So, let's see if we can find Tunguska or Rerun. Shit, I don't even know where to start looking at this place.
Query. This rerun, I'm assuming, is the droid you wish me to find?
Yeah. Yep.
Request. Please provide distinguishing information.
I will give a in-depth description of Rerun to the best of my ability.
Very loudmouth and aggressive R3 unit that fights for the freedom of droids.
Yeah. Yep. He likes to blow up swoop bikes, which is why they found him.
That's what you're assuming, yes.
Why they were looking for him, at least.
And Praz will also supplement the information you got from Jez about Tunguska with some information that he has from Sen. It's nothing revelation, but like there is some. Sen has some slightly older context that Jez just doesn't know.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So everything that I know that Sen's told me, you now know.
Yep.
Statement. This will make the hunt much easier and perhaps much faster.
Yeah, that's what we were hoping. We were hoping he'd just be on Nar Shaddaa. I could shoot some stupid fucker and bring him back, but that would have been way too easy, in all honesty. So, that's what I get for being an optimist.
I'm going to look around and see if anybody's noticing the assassination Jordan the Bounty Hunter. paying too close attention.
Make me a vigilance check. Difficulty of 2.
Okay. 1 success, 2 threats.
There are some eyes that on you, especially you think that there's at least 2 sets of eyes that don't see you as a protocol droid when they look past you. But in this sort of marketplace where everyone's a little bit suspicious of everyone, but everyone is also like pointedly ignoring the existence of others, it's not exactly easy to tell. From what you can tell, no one is specifically like listening into you guys at the moment. But you are in a fairly crowded place. And in the public areas. You haven't requisitioned a private room.
But nobody's trying to look like they're not listening to us.
Yeah. At the moment. Powder, Rainbow Butterfly Sunshine. Rainbow continues wandering around. She ends up a few different places, but never like actually buys anything or goes up to any shop owners for too long. There's another sort of interaction where you almost think you're going to intercede before this little droid plays it off and starts wandering back, presumably in the direction of the ship now.
Okay.
You one thing you do notice while following this droid around is the ship's layout is labyrinthine, confusing. Like pieces of it were sort of rebuilt or reordered in different ways. However, you're not having any trouble navigating. Rainbow seems to go back past something and then realize that it's the same aisle and go somewhere else. But for you, it's almost as though you're familiar enough with the layout that it's not a challenge.
Okay. Do I see anyone that I recognize?
Make me a vigilance check. Difficulty of 3.
Difficulty 3. Vigilance. Just an advantage.
With an advantage, you don't see anyone you recognize, but something does catch your eye out of the corner. Does catch you out of the corner of your eye, just because of your general tendencies and curiosities. There's an information broker who seems to, instead of being selling any physical product, is essentially selling small sculptures shaped like different systems and planets. And you can kind of tell from the way that people go up and purchase these sculptures that the sculptures come with information, recent intel, spying on various places.
Okay.
You don't recognize this person or this particular modus operandi. I think I said that right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yep. Okay. What was the name of Praz's home ship? Or home planet, I mean?
Praz's
I had a name for it. Let me see. In the notes. Nope. Nope. No.
You know the
I
name
did.
of Praz's home system.
Yeah,
Okay.
you know
Cody
it.
just
Alright.
never actually told me what it was.
Yeah, no, I wrote it down somewhere. I know I have it.
I
but-
know you did.
yeah.
I just like
Yeah,
that
no, I
information was
spaced.
never actually given
It
to me,
somehow
which is
never
fine.
made onto the thing.
But
Okay, that's fine. So kind of keeping an eye on the droid as well, just to make sure they don't get too far out of sight.
Yeah.
Powder will go up to that stall.
any particular system that you would love to see immortalized in stone?
And
Or
they'll mention the
all right. Ooh, that one. And little bit of shuffling around behind him pulls out this actually decently well-made sculpture of the system that captures the sort of half twist around its particular core sun. I do enjoy the more delicate ones. This particular system sculpture sells for about 600, and the deluxe edition is Little up more. 1,500.
Powder will look at it, do a mental calculation of how many credits they have, which is not nearly enough. It is wonderful work.
Thank you.
A bit out of my price range at the moment.
A shame. Come by again.
I will have to do that.
You know, as much as I love the immortality of stone, not everything lasts so long. Systems change every day. Toodaloo.
This is true. And after a moment's pause of trying to figure out, should I offer less? Powder thinks better of it and goes back after the droid.
Powder, just roll me a cool check.
Difficulty of?
Difficulty of, for you, it's 3, but I'm going to give you a boost die.
Okay. Cool check. Oh man, jeez. That is a failure and a threat.
You're not necessarily sure what, in this instance, the implication of the difference between the standard and deluxe editions are. Presumably, one of them is the deluxe has things that are either better or more. Maybe in relation to the information, maybe just in terms of creating good relations, but you don't know the particulars.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, then they'll just go running after Rainbow. Or, well, walking
Yep.
purposefully after
Rainbow hasn't gotten too far out of your sight, but is headed back to the ship now. Praz and Helix, after about an hour of waiting, no Powder, no Luxor Sen wandering by coincidentally.
Yeah, that would have been too convenient.
Statement. While I am here, I should be looking for more jobs. After all, you can never have too many tasks in front of you. I go.
Yeah, I'll tag along with that. I'm gonna look around to see if I spot anybody flying Chinguskas, the gang colors that Jez was.
Okay. The green and yellow, yeah.
Yeah.
Make me a vigilance check, difficulty of 2.
Okay.
I'm also looking for that, but I'm mostly just looking for bounty boards.
Vigilance check, difficulty 2.
Success, 3 advantages.
Okay. Yeah, there's quite a few people with green and yellow. You don't know if it's the same green and yellow as... You don't know if it necessarily belongs to that one swoop gang from Nashada, but you definitely can find people with those colors.
Yeah.
Helix, it's not too hard to find a bounty board. You don't notice anyone that pings for you as being associated with Chingus's gang. Words. But yeah, you can find bounties here at Crossroads. Though when you head on in, the person at the desk looks at you, looks you up and down. You're interested in the more advanced class stuff, aren't you?
Statement. I am indeed.
Right. Well, it's few options. I can give you some people that have an open request for any high caliber assistance, or you can leave your name and general information, and someone might call you off to a private gathering.
Statement. I think I will take a task for now. You never know who might try to put a restraining bolt on a protocol droid that simply wandered into the wrong place.
Of course. And she'll slide something across to you for about that number, 15,000 credits. More if you can also recover the information they have. It is a bounty for a individual who this one is posted technically by the Empire for rebellion and sedition. But basically, it's just we want this particular person dead. So I had the bounties and assassinations page.
Is it Lux and Sen?
No, it is not Lux and Sen. Unfortunately, even if you look around, there's no one that would match that description. Where the fuck did I put that? I'm sorry. I'm not finding the right name right now, but a Lasat woman, apparently because rebellion and sedition, and also because Lasat.
All right. So that's 15,000 for the assassination of Osat, and more if I can recover their information.
Yep. Apparently, she has information about rebellious satellite hates. That if you can recover that, it's an additional 5,000. But 15,000 for proof of death. Last known location was in the system that I will totally find with the description of this thing.
That's fine.
Which is primarily wild planets. Some of them are technically habitable, but very few are actually colonized in any significant way.
Acknowledgement. I will have this bounty returned swiftly.
Huh? Well, good luck to any protocol droid that wants to try his hand at such advanced techniques.
The hand knife just kind of flexes for a second.
Yeah. Helix, you walk out back past a bar or two where people dance and drink. Having acquired a reasonably sizable bounty for its task level. Powder and Praz, you meet back up,
I went with
presumably
Helix.
after Rainbow returns to the ship.
Yeah, I guess, because I went with Helix to the bounty office. I was looking for those people
okay.
while we were on the way. I was just hanging out in the back.
Mhm.
Yeah, just
Lines around.
yeah. I'm keeping an eye out for any Doug flying those colors, or just keeping an eye
No.
out for anything that might. Yeah, no, I figured I'm not gonna find anything.
Mm.
But
Yeah, like I said, you can see
Yeah.
people that fly those colors or seem to wear colors that might be like subtly repping that, but you're not necessarily able to find anything that's definitely that
will-
particular faction.
yeah, no, I will ask around
And
though
while
while
you do
he's.
see several Dougs,
Yeah, no. While he's inside at the bounty office, I'll be outside, like just outside the bounty office, just at like one or two of the stalls. I'll ask if they know where anybody might be selling some astromech droids.
make me a
Or if anybody's come through with.
persuasion. I'm gonna say difficulty of 2.
There is no persuasion. There's charm.
Yes, charm. Fuck.
Difficulty 2?
Yep.
Okay. Well, that's a wash. That's as good as it could have got.
Yeah. Well, that's not technically true, but
Yeah.
you ask around and no one seems terribly receptive. You obviously can find the local people who sell
Yeah.
astromechs. Of course, they sell astromechs.
Yeah.
But like no one's
Fresh stock. That's
no
what I'm
one's
looking for.
buying what you're selling.
Yeah.
Might be the best way to put it.
Yeah.
That or they genuinely don't know and aren't telling, and just aren't willing to like go out on a gamble.
Yeah.
Do you know how the name of the species my target is spelled?
Yes, give me a second. Lasat. For those of you who have seen Rebels, Garrus Eberelios is a Lasat.
Okay.
Powder will just like, if Rainbow is actually going back to the ship and like onto the ship, Powder will follow back onto the ship.
Okay.
Does Rainbow go to her room or just kind of wander?
Just seems to be wandering around.
Okay. Where's Durius?
Probably in engineering.
Okay. Powder will escort Rainbow back to her room.
Okay.
Close the door. And then
The R3
Where's-
is corralled.
yep. And then the other R3 would be
He's an R2, but yes.
or was he an R2?
There were 2 R2s and 1 R3, and Rainbow was the R3.
Mm-hmm. The R3 and the R2 are both yellow, but they're one's an R2, one's an R3.
Okay, well the only reason I thought,
Yeah.
okay. Because I have the other yellow one written down as R3NB. Which is why I assumed it was an R3 droid. But that's fine. That I could just have written it down wrong. That's fine. Anyway, do I find that droid anywhere around? Our grumpy droid?
Yes.
I will ask that droid to help Durius, if possible.
Meh. No.
As soon as we get to a planet with a beach, we will let you off, and you will be free to live your life. Until then, Please help.
I'm not free to live my life. Good luck ever finding a beach. I'm sure it'll be particularly challenging.
We shall see.
Buzz off. I'm on my smoke break.
No smoking on the ship. And then Powder will ask Dorius if there's anything that he needs.
I mean, I can
That
always
is
use
cheap.
tools. Anything you want to get that could augment the ship would be awesome, because we have actually just about nothing other than the basic guns. I don't know why they left those on. But yeah, I'm good. I've
Will
got
the ship
stuff
be
I need.
able to continue to fly as long as we don't turn off the engines?
Oh, that was just because she was. That's because she had controls. I could shut it off, but I couldn't shut it back on. Turn it back on. We're
Good to know.
good now, basically. Obviously, the ship still needs a co-pilot, but
Well,
you two have that handled.
and we will soon have Lux and
Yeah,
we will soon all be back together.
right. They'll be back soon.
Yes.
They'll be fine.
Yes. Can I do a quick check and make sure he's okay? It's been a while.
Medicine or cool, depending on which you are, psychological or medical.
I think I'm gonna go medical. What would be the difficulty on that?
Difficulty of 2.
Okay. That is a success, an advantage, and a triumph.
Okay. As always, you're pretty sure he's under the influence of some drug or another, but he seems medically fine. As much as he ever is.
Okay. Good.
Perhaps a little frantic, but he didn't injure himself at all. In the mechanic fighting, so
That's good. Powder will start to walk away and then turn back and go, did Lux leave you with any provisions?
if you mean food and stuff, yeah.
Good. And then Powder will will walk out. Because, bare bone ship, want to make sure the human is fed.
Yes, you guys have food already.
Yeah, we have food stocked up.
Left.
Have to make sure of these things.
Darius isn't the only one who has to eat.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Perez can buy his own stuff.
Darius can buy his own stuff. Do you think Darius has stayed on this ship the entire time you were?
No, I doubt it. That's not the point.
The secret.
Not the point. Yeah, okay. And then Powder will go back out and actually,
You guys know where there's an information broker that might be selling information. You know where the bounty office is. Helix is, for the moment, still sticking around until information presents itself or until he decides to leave.
While I am about, I would like to pick up an Aerocade ACP scattergun.
Yeah.
Just for the ship. When I get back, I'll hand it to Jez.
Okay. It's gonna take me. If you want it installed now, it's gonna take me.
No, just
maybe
like
2 hours.
that's a personal shotgun, basically.
Oh, right. Okay.
I just when I get back to the ship, I was like, statement. This is for protecting yourself from anyone who might wish to board the ship. And I hand it to her.
Looks at it. Got it. Puts it on the back with her own sort of smaller rifle.
It's a shotgun. It's a blaster shotgun.
Yeah, that's a nice one. I was thinking it was a different thing.
It's the Trandoshan shotgun from the Republic Commando games.
Right. Thank you. Yeah.
I'm trying to think because I don't know if it would be possible. Would I be able to run a diagnostic on Rainbow, whatever,
Yeah.
and see if I can get anything?
Yeah. Well, Lux ran a diagnostic on. It's a different ship, but yeah, you have access to with a functioning ship. You have access to the basics you would need.
Because Powder was about to like walk off the ship and was like, remembering the fact that this little droid has said rerun a few times now.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we should just check a thing.
Yep.
We'll go back and go to Rainbow and see about doing some sort of diagnostic something.
Okay. You hook up. Make me a computer's difficulty of 3 with setback die because encryptions, and I'm flipping a dark side point because I kind of forgot that those were a thing.
That's all right. Okay, so that would be setback is the square one on that side, right?
Setback is the square one, and then one upgrade on the bad side.
Upgrade on that side. Okay. And that is, what did you say, computers?
Yep.
Okay. Well, not horrible. 2 threat.
All of the basic code is functioning fine, and most of the surface level diagnostics seem within reasonable parameters. Functioning motivator, functioning CPU, functioning most things. It just like somewhat negative or scrambled responses on memory, but no, you don't get any further than the basics of a output.
Okay.
Is there something particular you wanted to check?
If this droid had seen rerun, like if there was any sort of like memory of rerun.
So droids do have memories encoded. You can't just hook a droid up and check all of the memories like they're on a little flash drive.
Okay. We'll have to keep you safe until Lux can look at you. Because if I can't do it, Lux can. This has become Powder's inner monologue.
You could also just ask.
We tried that.
Mm-hmm. To an extent.
I was like, I could have sworn we tried that, but you know, that's fine. Yeah, Powder will just tell Rainbow to stay in her room and be safe, and then close the door and go find Perez.
Upside down. Yeah. I'll say all 3 of you managed to meet back up.
So where'd you run off to, Powder?
Following Rainbow.
Where did they go? I guess
around.
Why'd you follow them?
Just to see.
Okay.
You never know.
Did you see anything interesting? Did they do anything weird?
They didn't, but I did find an interesting stall.
Ooh, what kind of stall?
Selling sculptures of systems for a price. A steep
Well-
price, but a price. I'm sure it is nothing that would help us without the
Yeah.
proper knowledge to acquire what we would need.
Yeah, I don't know what sculptures of a system, how we would benefit from that. Is that all they were selling?
I am assuming information came with the sculptures.
Oh, okay. That would probably explain the price then.
Yes. But as I have not been paid for
Yeah,
anything,
tell me about it.
I cannot afford anything.
The assassination droid just walking around picking up guns, getting the ship painted.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the
It's
money.
almost like
Take
murdering
it.
people gives you a much deeper wallet than other
Yeah.
characters.
Yeah,
Yup.
it's crazy how that works. Okay. Did following them yield any results beside finding that stall that sells sculptures and information?
Not that would help us find Rerun or our other companions.
Frozen and Powder, you'd both know that if there's one person selling information, it would follow that you could find
Somebody
other
else.
kinds of information brokers here if you wanted to.
Yeah.
That's just something that Powder you noticed out of the corner of your eye as particular.
Yeah. I do find it interesting that I seem to know my way around.
I mean, they have maps around sometimes, like the little "You Are Here" kiosks.
I have not seen
Technically,
a
they
map.
do.
What's that?
I have not seen a map.
Oh, well, did you guys go far?
Yes.
Well, then it's good you didn't get lost. Otherwise, I'd be looking for 2 droids.
Indeed.
I wouldn't even known Rainbow was out there. And I honestly probably... That thing is insane.
I did run a diagnostic.
Whatever they did to it. Oh, you did a diagnostic? Would that
Everything
turn up?
seems to be functioning.
Okay.
When we find Lux, she should do another.
Okay. Well, hopefully we can find them soon then, because
Yes.
I don't know how long. I don't
Our
know how
communicators
long I'll
work on the
trust it.
planet. Like the communicators that we have between us. Do they work while they're on this planet? Because they're between us, right?
They're not in a planet, but yes,
Yeah, we're
on
in
this
station.
ship they would work.
Shit, yeah. So the thought occurs,
To
and
just
Powder
chirp them real
we'll
quick.
try to like see if we can get a hold of Lux or Sen. Yeah.
Neither communicator seems to be within range.
They are not
Unless,
here.
let me check my notes. No, no one's dashed a communicator on Crossroads last time you were here. Not to my knowledge. They would have had them.
Shit, but Rerun had a communicator.
Can check for Rerun as well, but
Well, if he's here, would we get feedback? Nothing.
out of character, didn't we check for his communicator back on the planet?
Yeah, but he could have been anywhere on Nar Shaddaa.
No, not
We
on
just
Nar
marked it
Shaddaa.
like
The reason Lux was pretty certain Rerun had been captured is that his communicator left Nar
Had
Shaddaa
left.
without her having any prior warning.
Yeah.
That
So
and
left-
the whole, there was a bounty that was claimed thing.
Yeah.
It was Rerun's communicator had left Fraz's home planet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Coupled with the fact that I checked when Lux told me that the communicator was leaving the planet, I checked the bounty site again and saw that
The bounty had been
the
collected,
bounty had
or-
been, or it was in transit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, I'm actually gonna. Oh shit. I don't know if there's anything that can backtrace communicator.
I mean,
Links.
That'd be good information to give that tracker you've hired.
Yep. Yeah. Well, you're right. You're in the ship.
I'm not on your ship. I'm on
Oh,
my
no,
ship.
you're not in. Okay,
Yeah.
then I'll
No,
ping
Helix
you
went
real
back to the
quick.
ship.
Helix is only there. I don't think Helix came with you explicitly.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll ping Helix and ask if he's got any equipment that can backtrace a communicator link, because Rerun should still have his, and if he's here, that should make finding him easier. I just know that I don't have that equipment.
Statement. Triangulating a communications device is relatively simple. Should not require too much equipment. Simply a third communicator. However, query. What is the status of this droid?
Unknown.
Captured?
Query. Why was a droid taken captive?
Because he
Because he's a little shit.
consistently took revenge against any swoop bike he saw, in the form of explosive materials and
Query.
manifestos.
So there was a bounty placed upon this droid.
There was.
Query. At what bounty site?
It didn't say.
You know where the bounty was posted, or
It was posted on my planet, but
yes, specifically that someone had spotted him there and then posted such a bounty.
Yeah.
Just
yeah, they followed him by his trail of burning swoop bikes.
Query.
That's how they found him.
Is the bounty still in transit? Are you able to check?
It was claimed then that somebody had claimed the bounty. So it
Statement.
just means that it wasn't on the board anymore.
Statement. There is a difference between captured and turned in. Unfortunately, if you do not have access to proper hypernet updates on bounty transit, this makes it more difficult.
Yeah, the Wi-Fi on the ship sucks. No signal, constantly losing it.
it's hard to have signal when you don't own a router.
Exactly.
Very true.
Routers are expensive.
Query. Was this bounty placed on the extranet? Or hypernet?
Yeah.
Can I
believe
attempt?
so.
Can I attempt to find a hypernet link and see if I can
Yep.
check the status of the bounty?
Computers difficulty 3, as this is something pretty specific. And I'm flipping a dark side point because
Okay, so that's a black die or a red die.
that's
That's an upgrade.
it's easiest just to put the upgrade ticker to 1.
Okay, upgrade. And computers. 2 successes, but 3 threats.
And remember to remove the upgrade so you don't have that disadvantage on other things. With 2 successes, it takes a little bit of time, but you can find traces of this bounty. What seems to have happened, and what Praz also guessed, was that essentially this was an outstanding bounty for the droid that keeps blowing up all the swoop bikes. And that essentially someone who was familiar with that bounty posted an iteration of it as this spotted on this planet in Prez's homeworld.
Is the bounty currently listed as in transit or completed?
At this point, the bounty is listed as completed on the local side, and you haven't seen any new repostings or refreshes of the bounty. You can't be absolutely certain that every prior instance has been removed. But then again, some of those instances could have been from independent parties also upset about blown up swoop bikes and just ended up under the same umbrella.
So I have no confirmation that he's been turned in yet, but I also have no confirmation that he hasn't.
There's a decent chance he's been turned in, given that whoever's been regularly issuing those no longer is.
Yeah, because if this was a bounty that somebody saw elsewhere, that they were looking for this droid, and then they happened to be on my home planet, and they issued it, hoping that somebody else would find the droid for them, bring it to them, so that they can bring it to the original person, then I don't know. Maybe we can look for. Oh yeah, if the original bounty hasn't been posted again. Shit. But we have three communicators. We can try to triangulate whereabouts he might be if he's here.
Statement. First, you must find out if his communicator is responding.
I will switch to his channel and click. Anything? Any feedback? Any shut the fuck up? Any where the fuck are you guys?
Nope. Again, Rerun's communicator does not seem to be in range. It's possible it's been lost sometime between Rerun's original capture and now, or it's possible he is not on Crossroads.
Yep.
Statement. If you cannot find his communication here, then I will simply have to keep looking. Don't worry. It's very hard to hide something from me once I have devoted my interest to it.
Good to know. So do you have any ideas?
Statement. Chunguska is not difficult to find. His ship is obvious, and a dug draws attention. The complication will be, well, the complication will simply be the number of meat bags that I have to incinerate before I find him.
I can help with that.
I like that Powder was like, I want to say something. Not too easy.
Shit.
Like, you realize you're a meatbag, right?
Yeah, no, I know. But I'm also a meatbag with a disruptor rifle.
There is that.
Shit. Maybe we can try to find out if there's somebody that has information on if they've landed here recently,
Statement.
or if they've been by at all.
Statement. Don't worry. I will comb the marketplace for information on Tunguska. And I would actually like to do that.
Make me a vigilance difficulty of 3.
Alright, no longer with an upgrade.
While he's doing that, I'm going to try to get a little bit more mechanic work done on the ship.
I will flip a light side for an upgrade.
And Powder will turn to Praz. Do you have any credits?
2 successes, 2 threats.
Not enough to buy anything of value here. I have some. Why? How much?
I'm not sure. Jurius needs new tools.
Helix, yeah, you can find any number of information brokers, some of whom do specialize in tracking targets or droids or ships. Not necessarily anyone who specified specifically traffics and swoop gangs, but you're pretty easily able to determine that just from some very subtle questioning and a little bit of money exchanging hands. Tunguska is not necessarily a big enough name to come here regularly. Elite invite-only site that this is.
Yeah. But locations, if I need to, I'd like to try and get the last known location of his ship, because his ship seems like it would be rather stand out mostly by being a piece of garbage. But
yeah, you can get a pretty detailed rundown of his ship for a little less than 500 credits.
At a last known location.
Yeah, last known location for the ship itself would be departed from Nar Shaddaa a week ago. A ship that was similar was spotted on another gambling planet a few days after that. One of the people you talk to says that it seems like he's sort of keeping to himself and keeping to space, which apparently he's known to do sometimes.
Which, I mean, good for me. A droid can move through space.
Yep. But, like, you would know. You don't necessarily learn this, but you would know. Like anyone, he's got some level of holding, so it's possible to probable that he will check back up on his sort of standing in Nar Shaddaa's own swoop scene or somewhere else reasonably soon.
All right.
No promise, obviously, that Rerun would be immediately with him.
But if he's the one who owns the bounty, I can get direct information from him.
Yes, you can.
So I will return to my ship and hail Prax. Praz. Z, not X.
Yep.
So said.
And hail Praz.
Motherfucker. Yeah.
Statement. I believe I have a plan of action that should at least see me getting information from this Doug within a short period of time. It's simply a matter of waiting for his ship to return to his last known holding. I had the patience of a droid, so if you do not mind, I will prepare for that, while you relay my message to Lux that our deal is complete, and I will have information for you soon.
I will let her know.
At some point.
Yep. If and when I see her next. What information?
Statement. Either the location of your droid or your droid.
That's handy.
Beautiful.
I turn to Jez. Request. I hope you're okay with me perhaps vaporizing a few of your former compatriots in a march towards your former employer.
Whatever you want to do, partner. I'm just here to run the ship.
Statement.
But she seems very happy. You can actually, in your sort of pseudo role as a protocol droid, you can tell what she's saying with her Leiku fairly well. Generally affirmative.
She's okay with me.
Please.
She's okay with me doing this. Okay.
Yeah.
So let me know when you're gonna go, because as a meatbag, I have some aggression to work out due to recent events. So target practice would be greatly appreciated.
Statement. Your meatbag body parts are far more susceptible to blaster fire than my hardened carapace. I suggest you remain someplace safe while I make several distant shots from a sniper's distance.
Praz, I want you to roll me a discipline check, difficulty of 2.
That's wrong one. There we go. 2 failures and 3 advantages.
Yeah, you've got some aggression to work out.
Yeah.
Powder.
Well, yeah.
You can choose to make the same check, I guess. Discipline difficulty 2.
Statement. I will be leaving shortly, but I believe you have to wait to meet up with your compatriots.
2 advantage.
And with a wash on successes and failures, Powder, yes, that is, you're thinking about it, and you were kind of not necessarily the evac plan anymore, but you do have half of your party currently pursuing something else. Obviously, your half of the task was to go after Rerun, but they should be done with the fuck with the Empire side of the plan soon.
Yeah.
So they probably are on a stolen Imperial
now.
ship on some moon and or heading to Crossroads.
Yep, they should be done and on their way to us.
That was the impression that you were left with, yes.
Yep.
But it's probably worth not veering too far off course. But that's your personal assessment.
Yeah,
that's
Powder's
information you know.
fine
Your
with staying
personal
on
assessment and what you convey is up to you.
Yeah, no. Powder has already asked for money to buy tools.
Yeah, let me, because I actually have the gear stuff opened up. What tools was he needing?
Well, basically what he said is anything you guys can get that would augment the ship in any way would be useful.
Yeah.
He didn't say he absolutely needed anything in particular.
Okay.
Yes, but Powder doesn't tell you that he doesn't say that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Powder is asking for money to buy stuff for the ship.
Well, tools shouldn't be that expensive, so take like I'll give you 100 credits. If all he's needing is tools, and you should be able to buy some basics with that.
Powder would kind of just look around. I think we need more than basics to fix this ship.
Basics is all we can afford right now.
I will see what I can find.
Yeah.
But I doubt 100 credits is going to get much.
Yeah, over the channel. Statement. As soon as the Coyote has finished being repainted, I will be on my way to lay a trap. I suggest that you remain to meet with your compatriots, including my former associate Lux, and relay my message and await further contact.
Yeah, we gotta. As much as I want to shoot shit, we gotta fix this fucking mess. So.
Statement. Yes, I'm afraid that, especially with the kind of trap I'm laying, your ship might not survive.
Yeah. I'm surprised it survived what it already went through.
Indeed.
But yeah, I'll let Lux know, and yeah, we'll be here repairing this hunk of metal.
Departing statement. Good hunting.
Yourself as well.
Goodbye.
And that's where we're going to end. Almost. I totally forgot to.
Oh dear. Something was forgotten.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.